So really not impressed with this week's episode. First of all, I didn't like the pacing of the episode. It seemed like it all took place within like a 30-minute interval, but seemingly it took place throughout the course of like an entire night. The fighting in this episode was mediocre. I thought the fight with the new A was short and so-so. I honestly thought Mitsuki versus the class rep was a better fight, though it was short-lived. They had a lot of good action in there, and the class rep actually put up a better fight than I expected her to. As far as story progression goes, I feel like they took a step back. I just feel like everything they've done to this point with like the weekly like happenings, like with the ghost incident or whatever, I feel like it all was building up to like this climax, especially the last episode, and then it just kind of fizzled out. Like, as I predicted last week, Boruto talking the class rep, Sumire, out of continuing her assault on the village and whatnot. But the way they went about doing that, I thought was a little subpar. Boruto really didn't have much. He didn't really even say that much besides, like, we went to school together. I felt like the writing for this whole episode was a bit shoddy. I understand that the writing's intended for, like, a younger audience, but at the same time, I feel like they're making it a little bit, like, too obvious with some of the stuff. Like, towards the end of the episode, when they were trying to find their way out and the portal seemingly sealed up, Boruto's eye just automatically activates and he can see his friends in the other world or whatever, see them calling for them and hearing for them, and he literally just punches and a vortex appears where he punches and they all fly through the vortex. I don't know. The new A goes from a humongous beast that's terrorizing the village to losing in one-on-one combat to somebody who's still in the academy. And then, like, at the end, the seal on the class rep's back just breaks. It just evaporates for no real apparent reason. I guess with the Gozo 10A being disrupted or whatever, her connection to the new A was severed. But after that happens, it still seems like it wants to protect her. And then as they're leaving, it completely misses a jump that I feel like it could have made, and then it just decides to go off and do its own thing and like jump off in like a completely different direction. Like I there's a lot going on that I like the whole episode. I'm just thinking, why is this happening? Why did they decide to do this? Like I said before, I really looked for Boruto to talk her out of her revenge on the village. But I was really interested to see how they went about doing that in this episode. Was she going to be forgiven by the village? Was she going to end up dying? Because I know that Sumire is a anime exclusive character, so I was curious to see like if they were going to use this to write her off and maybe use this for like character development for Boruto and maybe even Mitsuki. But no, she comes back to the village and nobody seems to have a problem with it. Like, Sai offers to speak to her, but it seems like she's not going to be punished in the slightest. I mean, I guess technically she didn't hurt anybody and didn't destroy the village, but she had a bomb that was going to blow up the entire village, and people are just acting like it's cool now. They didn't even explain why she's on their side now. Like, they just came back. And Sai just walks right up to her and starts having a conversation with her. Like he already knew that she had like character resolve. Most of the episode was talking and it really didn't amount to much. Like I feel like everything that happened in this episode could have been done in half the time. At the end, during all the credits, I was really curious to see what the preview to the next episode would be. Just to see like what they're going to do afterwards, like if they were going to jump to like a completely new subject or keep telling this mini story. And it seems like there's not a lot going on in this next episode. It's kind of deflating. From the preview, it just seemed like they're all talking about what to do with the class rep and if she's going to be able to stay in the village, which if she is, that's completely absurd. I look for them to write her off in some way because like I said before, she's an anime exclusive character. Overall, the episode left a lot to be desired. The writing has been spotty, and I'm really interested to see this next episode. I mean, It doesn't appear like a lot is going on, but I really want to see like what that leads into. I really want to see if they're going to continue with this ghost stuff, or if they're going to start going down a new path, because I just feel like what these past 13 episodes have been building up to this episode, just for Boruto to talk to her for 10 minutes and then her decide that she's in the wrong, just kind of seemed like a waste to me. I really hope they don't go and waste that. I hope they continue to build on this little storyline they got going. I really hope to see some of the other characters get involved in this next episode, and really interested to see what they do with Sumire. If you liked what I had to say or liked the video, go ahead and like it up. If you want to discuss the episode or disagree with me on anything, go ahead and comment. If you want more from me, go ahead and subscribe for more things anime and cartoon related. Until next time, clutching nostalgia.